Remember those older movies that you watched as a kid? No matter what genre the movie was, most of them in some way or another depicted a story where a man meets a woman, falls in love, gets married, has children, and builds a future. Remember thinking as a kid that you will also have that one day and it's just part of life. Then comes the time when you're in your 20s, maybe even early 30s, and you're still here without a wife or even a girlfriend. Well, that's because the rules have changed. We don't have that many cases of traditional love anymore because the world itself no longer honors traditions. We have Tinder and other dating platforms which let us get in touch with potential partners faster. We have this so-called freedom of sexuality, and we all crave love so much, but we are more lonely than ever. However, not all hope is lost, and if you think that there are no good women left in this world, that you will be forever alone and you will never play with your kids, well, I'm here to tell you that yes, that will happen if you don't first look at yourself. While I'm not ignoring that the times have changed and that nowadays it's more difficult to find a good woman, a lot of you guys need to first fix yourselves before seeking a partner. You need to improve and become a good man yourself before you can find a good woman. As you probably guessed from the thumbnail and the last few videos where I mentioned this, I got into a relationship a few months back, and now I want to share the story of what happened in my past life and what it took to finally find a good woman that I have now. So pretty much I had one kind of a real relationship before, and it was with a girl who's now responsible for the whole of my improvement journey. I have a few videos on this story, so I'm not going to get too into it, but in short, she left me for another guy about 5 years ago, and that led me to start developing myself more because I spent all of my time and energy only on her back then. However, I was and still am young, so during the last 4 to 5 years, I've been engaging a lot in the one-night stand culture we have nowadays, before promising to myself not to do it ever again around half a year ago, because I felt that I was losing my soul and my potential of actually getting into a healthy relationship. Since that promise, I had many opportunities to engage in casual sexual behavior, but I tried my best not to, and I'm glad to say that I succeeded. I think this was the reason I was finally able to get into a healthy relationship, because I started to practice being a good man in this area of life, to be disciplined with my sexual behavior and search for somebody else who also has the same virtues as me. That's why the first point of this video is about beginning to find yourself, to improve for yourself before bringing another person into your life. If you're not ready, if you're not trying, how do you expect to find a woman who will do these things and still stay with you? Okay, so how do you improve? Well, welcome to my channel. It's all about sharing my experience and what helped me to improve, so subscribe if you're interested in that. If you are, then stay tuned, because at the end of this video, I will give a recommendation for a video that will help you begin improving like nothing else. Guys, let's be real, if you are participating in the casual hookup culture we have nowadays, then of course you won't find a good woman, because you will always be with women who don't necessarily have strong values or projections for the future, and you will also be like them as well. A lot of people nowadays claim that these casual hookups are a good thing for the world, as they allow us to express our freedom in an unlimited way. Tell me, what do you think is better? To get into a relationship where you get to know one person romantically for the rest of your life, you solve problems and obstacles when life gets tough, you give life, you also have each other's backs and improve together? Or is it better to get into an open relationship, friends with benefits or whatever bullshit, or just hook up with different women, never getting to know any of them, risk unplanned pregnancy or disease, risk emotional damage to yourself or the other person, never improve together, have the freedom to just leave whenever you want, and you never need to overcome any challenges, and most importantly, risk losing yourself and your soul. Actual freedom comes from sacrifice, discipline, and hard work toward building something that's more than just what you want. When you look at freedom this way, you understand that if you're doing the hard things like saying no to casual sex and trying to create a healthy relationship, you are actually in control, and that sounds like true freedom to me. If you are dragged around by the puss and always say yes to women, Where's the freedom in that? It's extremely easy nowadays to have sex, and for those of you who say that it's not, it's because you probably don't leave your house. You have Tinder, you have other websites, you have the mentality of the modern society that it's okay to just have casual sex. I'm not particularly good looking guy myself, and even I can have sex. However, there is a reason behind why when I was in my casual behavior phase, I only found women like that, and when I started saying no to casual sex, I found a good woman, an actual relationship. It's way easier to keep participating in the casual hookup culture or just complain that all women are awful and do nothing about it than to look at yourself, start improving your own life first, and just start saying no to casual sex. So begin saying no, and if you feel like you are still being tempted a lot to casually hook up, take Joe Rogan's advice.
Anti-fap movement?
FAP, F-A-P.
Oh, no jerking off?
Yeah. No FAP, not anti-FAP. Anti-FAP's a different movement.
Well, there's good and bad. The good thing is sex will be way more pleasurable. The bad is it'll be way more desirable. So, like, to mitigate your sexual urges, so you don't do stupid things and hang out with stupid people and have sex with people you don't really like but you think are hot because you're horny.
Yeah.
You can be put out of balance both by too much masturbation. You can definitely be put out of balance by too much desire for sex.
Yeah.
Because you're just horny.
Sure.
And you can just take care of it yourself and you'd be relieved, and then you could think clear.
Okay, throughout this video, I keep saying good woman this and good woman that, but what actually makes a good woman? This is important to clarify for yourself because you need to know what you are looking for. Yes, it's subjective to what makes a good woman. However, on average, most guys need a woman who's, first of all, an actual biological woman. Yeah, nowadays you can't know.
You are a transgender.
Then that woman should have virtues like loyalty, honesty, strength in terms of psychological strength to get through the hard battles of life, and want children. The same goes for men. You need to be virtuous, kind, strong, want to build a future, want to build a family, and so on. Of course, in individual cases, there are things that you want and others don't, and vice versa. The most important thing, I believe, is to look for a woman who's good on the inside, because if you want to build a healthy and long-lasting relationship, you need a person who has a good personality and values. A good woman in terms of the casual hookup culture is all about the surface, how good looking she is. And of course, you want a woman who is attractive to you, but the main thing should be looking for what is on the inside. Knowing what you want is important, as that will also allow you not to ignore the red flags. We all have red flags that we want to avoid, and if you know what you are looking for, it will get easier to spot those and not engage out of just sexual attraction. While it is important to understand what you want out of a partner, the more important thing is to think about it from the perspective of what would a potential partner want out of you. Looking at it from this side will reveal areas that you need to improve, whilst also letting you see what you would like to see in yourself and the woman herself. To summarize, first ask yourself what kind of partner you would be for another person before asking what you want. Start saying no to casual sexual behavior and understand what you are looking for before you go and look for it. As promised, here's the video I wanted to recommend as advice for you to start improving your life. Watch it, you won't regret it. Again, 96.8% of you who are watching my videos are not subscribed, so perhaps you should. Also, a lot of you are still not in our Discord community, so if you want to improve with like-minded men, go into the description down below to the link to our Discord server. Please leave a like on this video, and if you enjoy my content and want to support my channel and help me spread the messages that I do, you can consider supporting me on PayPal, which is also in the description down below. That's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching this video, and remember, meaning is always above pleasure.